Welcome to another episode of Freedom On Fire. I'm Robert BOBTV Brown. Yeah, I've been wearing my glasses lately, so I can't see anything. But look, Tulsi Gabbard does it again. Now, let me tell you something. Tulsi is an amazing woman. A lot of people don't like Tulsi because she's a Democrat. And there's two things I can say about Tulsi and Bernie Sanders. Even though I have my problems with Bernie, Bernie is out there on the floor fighting. I just watched a video of Bernie and the amendment and trying to call the Republicans out on saying on the record that they're not going to mess with Social Security and the other social benefits with this tax bill. The man is doing way more than Hillary Clinton has ever done in the House and the Senate. And my hat's off to him for that. Now, I still got my critique. I even have my critique of Tulsi Gabbard. But when Tulsi Gabbard does things like that, she gets my respect. And if she was to run for office, depending on who she's running against, then she probably would get my vote if she was to run for another office. I don't live in Hawaii. And these articles are hard to find. The mainstream media don't report on the things that Tulsi Gabbard is doing. They don't report anything Nina Turner is doing. But they sure will report on Kamala Harris. They show a report on Deval Patrick. They show a report on Cory Booker, but won't report on these people who are actually fighting more for the people than corporations. That's one thing I can say. My scale is, no matter who you are, who are you fighting more for? I understand that you can't 100% fight for the poor and the working class because the wealthy class are people too. And if you're fighting for the will of all people, you got to fight for the will of all people. But you don't sell out the poor and middle class to take care of anything. You ask the wealthy class to help you take care of the poor and middle class. And I'm writing a book currently right now, and I got an audio series. It's a little religious audio series called, and it's Christian based, called Make America Love Again. And I go through different scriptures in the Bible, and you don't have to watch it, but I'll put a link in it soon, about how this country will never be great until America began to love one another again and demonstrate their love for one another and just start saying that. And not just for one another, but even our neighbors outside the United States and even our enemies. And it's going to be a controversial series, and I'm working on it right now. Working on a video series on YouTube, and then I got a friend of mine that's going to make it a book. So stay tuned for that. But how did I get on that and not this? Well, it's hard to find articles of Tulsi Gabbard because Tulsi Gabbard is doing things that the establishment don't want to happen. Just like she just helped team up with some politicians to introduce a bill to make these politicians who have, who pretty much have had sexual allegations and been sexually charged, instead of using our money to pay the victims, which they've been doing in the past, that they give that money back to the taxpayers and they come out of their own pocket and pay for their mess and come out from behind the closet and reveal who you are and stop hiding in shame. Now, recently, and this is in PR News or PR Newswire, Tulsi Gabbard calls for diplomatic solutions with North Korea and the Hawaiian residents prepare for a nuclear attack. Now, as you know, Tulsi Gabbard is from Hawaii. Her constituents is Hawaii, and she spent a lot of time in Hawaii. And she represents her people well. They overwhelmingly love Tulsi Gabbard. Hawaii is also in the striking zone of North Korea. And North Korea claims to have a nuclear bomb where they can hit Japan, they can hit China, they can hit South Korea. If they hit South Korea, it's going to affect them because that's how close they are. That would be a suicide mission. And it could also hit the Guam. It could hit the Samoan Islands, and it can hit also the Hawaiian Islands. So Tulsi Gabbard calls for diplomatic solutions with North Korea as Hawaiian residents prepare for a nuclear attack. So she's calling for us to do things more diplomatically. Congressman Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii released the following statement reiterating her call for a diplomatic solution with Kim Jong-un after this morning's test of a whaling attack warning siren across the state of Hawaii designed to alert residents and guests of an impending nuclear attack by North Korea. The warning test will continue to be conducted on the first business day of every month. So they're literally going through drills and warning similarities because that is how close they are to North Korea. In December 1st, 2017 will forever mark a dark day of for Hawaii. For our country and the world today marks the first day of a new era in which the lives and future of the people of our state, this is Gabby Gabbard talking, our state have indelibly changed, and as they'll be reminded every month with nuclear warning sign tests that at any moment we, our children, our family, and our precious Anaya will be vulnerable to a nuclear attack with North Korea with mere minutes of notice. I've been raising the issue of the increasing threat from North Korea ever since I came from Congress, because the people of Hawaii have long known that North Korea continued growing capabilities put us squarely within range of their intercontinental ballistic missiles. It is a travesty and a total failure of leadership by both Republicans and Democrat administrations that their short-sighted policies over the last 40 years have left the people of Hawaii and this country, our homes and our communities and our generations to come, under the dark cloud of a nuclear threat from this point of view, or from this point forward. The only possible option to remove this dark cloud will come through the pursuit of serious diplomacy, and that will only be successful if two things happen. First, we must negotiate directly with North Korea and Kim Jong-un. Second, we have to understand why he is holding on so tightly to the nuclear weapons, and that's what I said. It is because he sees them as his only deterrent from the U.S. coming in and trying to topple his regime, and that is true. Kim Jong-un looks back to the United States' track record and how we overthrown Saddam Hussein in Iraq because of false intelligence that he had weapons of mass destruction. He sees how even after Muammar Gaddafi in Libya was promised by the United States that if he gave up nuclear weapons, we wouldn't go after him, and we went after him anyway and took him out. He looks at what we have been and are still doing in Syria, trying to overthrow the Syrian government of Assad. He sees how the Trump administration and some in Congress are increasing their rhetoric to go after Iran and overthrow their government. In order for serious negotiations to have a chance, our country must actually end our regime change war policies. This is necessary for North Korea to see that we are serious when we say we're not interested in toppling their regime, and that we are serious about achieving peace, stability, and prosperity in a denuclearized Korean peninsula, which is supposed to be denuclearized, but because things we did, they decided to get a nuclear weapon. It's things we did to them. You gotta, there's a couple of documentaries out, I'll put it down below where you can get an understanding of what we, the United States government, did to Korea and North Korea that gives them the talking point and the real legitimate reason for them to have a nuclear weapon. In order for serious negotiation to have a chance, our country must actually end our regime change war policies. This is necessary for North Korea to see that we are serious when we say we are not interested in toppling their regime, and that we are serious about achieving peace, stability, and prosperity in a denuclearized Korean peninsula. A little bit about Tulsi Gabbard, if you already don't know. Tulsi Gabbard has served in the United States Representative for Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District since 2013. She's a major in the Hawaiian Army National Guard and has served on 2 Middle East deployments. She is a member of the House Armed Service Committee and the House Foreign Relations Affairs Committee. So that's her background. She's a military person. She's an actual major in the military, and she knows the hard cost of war because she's been in 2 of them. And she understands that this is not going to go nowhere. This bullying, tough guy talk, grab myself by the balls. I don't wait, stick my chest out. And with both of them doing that, it is not going to get anywhere. We have to get to a real serious diplomatic tactic to cool heads between the United States and North Korea. One of the things that the United States has to do to understand people who are different from them, come from a different culture, different environment, is learn the history and get an understanding. Don't just go off this rhetoric. You don't understand why this man, he's seen Saddam, like she said, Saddam, and how we got Libya and pulled a man out and shot him live on TV. I mean, just countries are saying that America's is the biggest threat to world peace. Why? Because we got an addiction for toppling governments and putting in who we want in power. And that's what Kim Jong-un is seeing right here. And he's saying his daddy always told him the way to leverage your weight where nobody will mess with us ever again is to have a weapon. And you have that weapon. That weapon secures our country. It's pretty much like the United States. I mean, our military might pretty much guarantee that nobody's going to touch us. Get rid of our military and it'll be a different thing. We are vulnerable. Same thing with him. Get rid of his weapons and he knows he's vulnerable. So we got to get an understanding of North Korea and why he stands strong in that position and will not relent. And how we got to try to figure a way around that. If not only we're going to cause our people in Hawaii to get blown off the planet, but Guam, South Korea, Japan maybe. Come on, this is bigger than your strategies, Trump, and any other politicians out there who's pushing this crap. Anyway, I'm done. Hats off to Tulsi Gabbard on standing firm on that, and I stand with you, Tulsi. We need to have true diplomatic efforts because this bullying and this tough guy back and forth is not going to do anything. I give Kim Jong-un his props. I know you don't want me to hear that, Republicans. As Americans, you're going to give him props? Yeah, I give him props that he wrote a letter criticizing the president and not the country. He sees us as a great country. And you got to understand his upbringing. It's told that he went to school in Switzerland and had friends of all colors. And he's been told that he's starting to chip off and bring a little Western society in Korea because he loved Western society. One of his best friends is Donald Trump's friend, Dennis Rodman. Maybe Dennis Rodman can broker a deal between them two. I know it sounds stupid, but anything. And we need him to get those two together to try to come to terms and possibly become friends and understand why he wants to keep that nuclear weapon and allow that man to keep that nuclear weapon for there's a purpose. I mean, if we can we've guaranteed our word, gave our word that we will not topple governments. And as soon as they let their guard down, we topple their governments. So you got to understand why he is not giving up this weapon. And why we need to kind of back off that, because that is not going to happen. It's not. He has a reason for it. Let's go on to something else, man, because that man is not interested in doing nothing to us. He doesn't hate us. And quite frankly, he's not his daddy. And if you allow him the opportunity, North Korea could be a little more weaponized. The man only been in a position for what, less than 5 years? And we're assuming he's like his dad? He may be like his dad, but I can tell you this thing. The man is in love with Western culture. And you got to allow that man to do what he can to bring a little Western civilization into North Korea. Okay, it's not going to be a quick thing, but you got to allow him the opportunity. And that opportunity will not come if we blow North Korea off the maps. We got to think about the kids that are there, the elderly parents, the people that work in the hospital, doctor's office. Anyway, I'm done. Freedom on Fire BOBTV. Peace. Hey, this is your boy BOBTV with Freedom on Fire and Rob Report. I want to thank you for watching the webcast. Make sure you share these segments all across your social media network. Like and share, subscribe, and maybe invite a couple other people to do the same thing. You make the difference. I also want to thank you for those who support this channel through Patreon, whether it's 50 cents to $50 million. It goes right back into what we do here. So like the lights that you're looking at right now, that's because of something that you did. So I really appreciate it. I want to thank my man Vegematic for the Blue Yeti mic, one of the top microphones out right now. He knew I needed the mic, so he blessed me with it. So all of you guys make the difference into this channel growing, and I really want to appreciate you for that. Also, by all means, again, continue to share your comments at the bottom of each video. Just don't get so visceral to the people who may disagree with me or may disagree with you. This calling out name stuff, that's not for this channel. So please try not to call people names, personal names. Now you can call some of the stuff they talk about crap. I say that, but just don't attack people personally. Words really hurt when you start attacking people personally, because these people really believe these things, and you're not gonna take away their belief by calling them names. So please don't do that on this channel. But nevertheless, I appreciate you guys. We're shooting for 2,000 now, so I need your help. So as my pastor would say, reach one, teach one. I mean, let's reach out. You got the information, make sure you share with other people and try to get them to subscribe to the channel so we can grow and expand. I'm Bob TV, Freedom on Fire, Rob Report. Peace.